recording now.
Uh-oh.
So, all of you have been captured and drugged and put in chains and are on the ship Barnaby's Folly. Uh, y'all have terrible drug-induced dreams, and you'll start to come out of your daze as the ship is approaching the Spire. You can hear the radio man radioing the Spire, echoing throughout the ship, and you're able to look around the hold you're in, and there are about 20 prisoners, counting yourself. So the 5 party members and then 15 other people. You get a good look at them. Anyone you recognize is someone you've seen on like a wanted poster somewhere, but otherwise no one else is known to you. And in about like 30 minutes, you hear the engines as cut out and a big thump as the ship lands somewhere. You can only assume it is your destination, the Spire. Zach, I know you haven't played Song of Swords and therefore also not Ballad of the Lazy Well. You do know the dice mechanic, right? It's a pool of dice with your stat and skill as necessary, right?
If you say so.
If I say so.
I'm probably going to be asking you every single time I have to roll
Yeah.
something.
And I would like to remind you that you have shivers, so at any point you can say, I'd like to roll for that, which is your perception, and I believe yours is at TN4, because you maxed it out. And that can give you some
Yeah.
extra information, and I'll have to do a voice for it. It'll be fun.
Oh, he has shivers?
He has shivers. Jimmy also has shivers, but Jimmy is more drugged than the rest of you.
I considered getting shivers, but
Yes.
Shivers is the one true boon.
It's the one true boon. But yeah, so it takes a bit for, and the crew comes back and they start leading y'all out in ones and pairs. Probably since y'all are hardened criminals. Some of the people you see in the hold, you're pretty sure are murderers, and even worse. And the crew doesn't take chances, even though y'all have leg irons and arm irons on. You never know when one of the guys is gonna turn out to be like Richard B. Riddick or something.
What kind of spread of ethnicities am I seeing amongst my fellow inmates?
So you look around and you see that there is a couple of people who are either Albish. What did we decide on? It was Caledonian. Caledonians, or whatever the Irish are in Ballad of the Whales,
Hibernian.
Hibernians, and some who are Rahuans probably, because they look like the other people, but they're a little tanner. And you see exactly two short Asiatic-looking people who they're either from the Hive or Hinamoto. You're not really sure because I don't believe you have advanced racial theory or anything like that.
No.
The Hive is China, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So you're not sure if they're Japanese or Chinese, or maybe even Laotian.
or the rare Hyperkorean.
Yeah. They could be from Agartha for all you know. But yeah, it's mostly people from the Anglosphere, as it were.
Mhm.
Everyone else you see, what I've just described, minus whatever you are.
Hmm.
Are we already in our like prison clothes or?
No, so you've had most of your stuff taken from you, but whatever you were wearing, like casual clothes wise, you're still wearing.
Okay.
It's been a amount of time since you've had a clean clothes, depending on how far you've had to travel. The
Yeah,
Hinamotans, this is probably the second or third ship they've been on to get out here.
but there's no Chironites, right?
Not on this load. The Barnaby's Folly is Nave's character, Peter Paulson. You were probably one of the last people to be brought aboard, along with I forgot your name, Claw.
Findlay.
Finley. Y'all two were some of the last to be brought on. So
I see.
since Barnaby's Folly operates out of the Confederated Isles.
Federated Isles?
Yeah, it's a CIS. Yeah, it's the United Kingdom, but I don't remember the exact word right now.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
It's like the Confederated Independent Straits, I think, or something.
God save the Queen.
God save the Queen. But y'all are brought out in ones and twos, and in your stinking clothes, and y'all are in some sort of hangar. Everywhere you see, everything's made of cold, hard steel. It's very brutalist in its architecture, sharp lines, efficient, you might think to yourself. Besides the crew, you can see the captain, who is arguing with a what you assume perhaps is a guard. He is in a white outfit, wearing a hat. He's got sunglasses in the front shirt pocket, but he's got a vacant, bored expression as he listens to the captain. They're arguing something about pay. The captain really wants to get out because, as you heard on the radio slightly in your sleep dazed state, high void is coming, and those of you who know about the Spire know that at high void, the Spire is completely in under void. Part of the reason why it's so hard to escape.
How long do the rides last?
You're not really sure. The wardens probably know, but you're not familiar with the. We're gonna go with voidal schedule out here. Because it's quite far away from any known islands. You're not sure what the Spire's anchored to, but it must be some part of rock down there. Ugh.
What a horrible place.
What a horrible place.
Mm.
So
Okay.
I'll tell Zach, you should roll Shivers now.
That's what I was about to. I was thinking about that. I wasn't sure if that was.
What shivers do they have?
Yeah, he's got max
So
Shivers.
I will roll.
Oh man.
And he's also got 8 Perception.
Ooh.
Yeah, so you roll your Perception at target number 4, which would be like. So you want to do like slash roll, and one of the dice spots will have you, and then you do like, however many d10s, T
For
there,
okay.
like that. But then you do 4.
Okay.
Yeah, so yours would be 8 d10, T, and 4.
For Havoc Quest, my character had 12 perception. I had max shivers.
Oh my god.
He was an unkindly, so he had the mutant perception.
So like that's.
And so
You
you
did
get.
it.
Also, normally I'm supposed to tell you the RS, but one, I knew you'd blow it out of the park, and two, I hadn't thought of one yet. But yeah,
Just go.
so you're standing in, like, they've arranged you in lines, and so besides the one guard in white, there are 8 guards in combat armor. Those of you who've served in the war think it's probably some sort of either clay plate or battle armor, such as they were used in the War of Containment. But you're not exactly familiar with this make and model of it. Out of character, they look like Jinro soldiers.
All right.
And several of them. One of them has a heavy machine gun. Another has a flamethrower, and the other 6 seem to have either small arms or little billy bats. They're also standing around in a circle, looking bored. They're trying to line y'all up to enter a room while the captain's still arguing. You can start to see the dust of the void as it's starting to creep into the hangar as workmen are starting to close it behind. But yes, what's your character's name, Zach? Genji?
Yes.
Genji. Anyways, you're standing in line, and you feel the hairs on the back of your neck stand up. Behind you. Don't look. Casual. His face. What's wrong with it? It's like there's tentacles, grasping tentacles, colored into the human face. What sort of monster is this behind you? He must not know. Yeah, the guy behind you, there's something creepy about him.
Mm-hmm. It sounds like it.
That's my Disco Elysium message impression.
Oh man, he did it.
But yeah, so it's probably Genji. You're third in line. There's a guy behind you. Then it goes Indy's character, who is Kentaro.
Yep.
Then there's quite a few people, and it goes Finlay and Meek somewhere in there. He's not here, so it doesn't matter. And then way at the back, multiple crewmen all around, and they even got a couple of the power armor people is Peter Paulson.
A very reedy-looking pale Albishman.
Yes. But so Genji, you're led into the room. It's there is a small table there. There is one of the guards in white. He directs you to sit at the table.
Okay.
And he attaches a few things to your thing, the little suction cups with wires. There's a little machine with a piece of paper. So it's connected up to you. It starts going and drawing little lines. And you start you're suddenly asked questions. The first one is, "Guard, please describe the prisoner." You may describe your own character, but it's the guard who's doing the talking. So.
Okay. A short, thin, buck-toothed, bespectacled man in a worn-out military uniform. Dress uniform.
Dress uniform. Yes. And they describe you. They ask for your name, and then they start to ask you a bunch of questions. It's the questionnaire you already answered.
Mm-hmm. I need to download the updated version.
Yeah. And you give out the answers. Some of the questions kind of odd. You're not sure what some of them are about. And then you're led out of the room. There on the other side is another guard in white. He holds out his hand, shakes it. Welcome to the Spire, and then he hands you a bunch of clothes, and points you over to this little walled off area. It's got one of those like accordion things to change behind.
Mm-hmm.
And you go back in there, and there's like a bucket of water and a rag if you want to like clean yourself off. They're not too worried on your cleanliness right now. They're just trying to get you into your uniform.
I still very thoroughly clean myself.
It takes quite a while to answer all the questions. The person who's asking them is very slow and like enunciating each word, making sure you understand. And there's maybe some translation on some of the words. I believe your character has languages, but
Mm-hmm.
you're probably like, well, what do you mean by this, etc. And so you're all dressed, and they direct you over to where the other two people are standing with some guards around them to make sure they don't act up. And the guy behind you, the one you were worried about.
Behind me? Or,
No,
or the one in front of me?
It was behind Genji.
Okay.
So in front of you. So
Yeah.
you're next in line to go in. So you don't see what I'm about to describe because you go into the room as soon as the other guy leaves. But the other people see this. Is the guy that had been standing behind Genji, is led out of the room. Really, really unremarkable man. He goes to shake the guard's hand, and almost none of you see it, but you can roll me a perception check real quick.
Except for me, right?
Yeah, except for you. You're in the room, and they're like, describe the prisoner, etc. Which we'll do in a second.
TN7?
Yep, TN7.
Is that with or without a space?
Yeah, there's no space between the T and the 7, but there is one between the dice and the T.
See.
Yep. Do.
Does Zach get the roll, or is he?
Zach gets the roll too, yeah.
Oh, I thought I was out of the room.
No. You're done changing by the time this occurs. That's what I was talking about. Why the questions take a while.
So is it the 8D?
Yeah, it's
T4.
It's at T7 now. So only when you're using shivers do you get the T4.
Okay.
Yeah. Almost every other roll is going to be at T7.
Yeah, this T7's the baseline success on a die for most things.
So, the rest of you don't quite see the motion that the guard does until it's too late. But you, Zach, watch as the guard very efficiently pulls a hidden revolver out of his pocket, sticks it up to the guy's head, and blows his brains out.
Oh.
The guy, the man, falls to the floor, and one of his arms detaches and starts skittering off towards the hangar door, which is still slightly cracked. The man with the flamethrower intercepting and burning it to a crisp.
Freaking shite, lads. It's gonna be like that, is it?
I wasn't expecting that.
Do I hear the gunshot inside?
You hear the gunshot, and you're probably on question 5 or 6 at this point. And the guard says, "Ignore anything you hear outside the room. Please continue."
I guess I continue.
I Sahasio.
Yeah. So the guards offer no explanation. They're just what one of them, one of the ones in armor says, uh, "You will comply or meet the same."
Mm,
Don't have to tell me twice. Oh God, I'm horrible at Scottish accent.
You gotta find like a key word that you begin every sentence with. Right.
The patterns in the brain are like that.
Yeah. You gotta like talk like into your chest. It's mumble the words.
I played Clam Johannes. Almost every statement began with I Kane.
Akine. But but yeah. So we'll rewind a bit. So Andy, they ask you to describe yourself.
Me
Uh,
or
Indy.
Ah.
Yeah.
uh, he is a fit middle-aged man with neck-length dark hair, um, with kind of a messy samurai top knot, sparse beard, like flecked with white, and his eyes are a bit sunken in, seemingly from malnourishment or poor treatment on the way. Lots of pockmarks and scars, but he has big smile lines uh, next to his mouth and eyes. Uh, it's seeming to suggest a happier countenance than what's going on in the interrogation room. I guess he doesn't say that part out loud,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, he's Hinamoten, of course. Uh, so out of character, uh, think like very traditional samurai physiognomy. Uh,
Chad, man.
the
Toshiro Mifune.
similar. Yeah, the clothes he's currently wearing are a very dirty hakama, and well, no other personal effects.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're let out of the room. Uh, the guard in white. His clothes are flecked with red. There is a blood streak on the floor, and the guy with the flamethrower is like dragging the body over to like the waste disposal bin.
I
But yeah, the guard offers his hand as a handshake.
shake it.
Uh,
Does that happen often?
he shrugs, more than you'd think. Uh,
Oh
and he
no.
and he hands you, you know, a package of clothes. Welcome to the Spire. You can get changed over there. And you know, it goes like that. Finley's brought into the room next. They ask you to describe who you are.
Finley is a gigantic 2-meter tall man, shaggy red hair, crooked nose, cauliflower ears, and a barrel chest with a considerable gut. He's wearing a turtleneck sweater and jacket and cap from his dock working.
And the questions go how they went for everyone else. You're led out of the room. Guard offers to shake your hand and hand you some clothes.
Thanks, lad. I appreciate it.
No problem. And it keeps going, and then at last, it's Peter Paulson's turn.
Oh boy.
You've actually already described yourself, so you can skip that unless you want to do it again.
Well, it's just important to know that he's a fairly effete-looking Albishman, soft hair, brown eyes, average height, lean build, possibly ill or malnourished, pale,
Mm-hmm.
unsteady on his feet. I think
They,
that about covers it.
yeah, they ask you, all the questions. You're notably when you were led into the room, 2 guards followed you. They stood suitably far enough away, so that even though you were shackled, nothing should have been able to happen. And then you were let out. Your hands were shook, and you were given some clothes. And the guard said, "These 2 gentlemen will assist you."
Oh, I see.
Yes. And then all of you prisoners, or once you all changed, you'd think you'd be led into the prison proper, but with the door closed, the Barnaby's Folly now here for who knows how long. The men with guns point them at the crew, and they motion towards the door. And they said, "We have questions for you as well."
Oh no.
An argument breaks out. You're not exactly, you don't catch every word, but you do catch a lot of cursing, and you can't do this to us. And it's like, look, you're not prisoners. You just have to answer some questions before you can go inside. And eventually they comply. They don't really have any other choice with, battle armor, men and machine guns pointed at them. So a very unhappy crew follows you as they lead you over to a circular section of the hangar. You'd noticed, besides some stairs up, there didn't seem to really be an exit to this big hangar, which is full of tools and various boxes, and a very obviously labeled waste disposal thing, which had a body shoved in it not too long ago. And so you're wondering how, because the Spire is obviously more than this room, how you get to the rest of it, and you're standing on this big circle, and someone pushes a button on the side little podium, and you hear the elevator that you're standing on engage start to lower down. And so you exit the hangar and enter into the first cell block. You're on the elevator. It's about 35, maybe 40-foot drop down to the steel floor below. In the center of this very large open area is a tower. Some of the more learned of you perhaps recognize this as a panopticon arrangement.
Oh no.
And you're slowly lowered on this elevator down to the top of the tower, which is flat. And they unload you, and there were some supplies that the Barnaby's Folly probably brought us along that also got loaded onto the elevator. And they unload that. And then 2 of the guards get back on the elevator. The ones in white. They push the button, and they leave. And you watch as the elevator seals the roof of this large open area with a clunk. You are now in the Spire.
Oh.
Don't like it.
Give me a second. I have to use the restroom. I'll be right back.
Sure.
Drink too much
I
water.
will use this opportunity to
Yeah, drink too much water.
be right back.
Oh man,
Oh man.
I'm halfway through my chicken nuggets.
Ooh.
Can't go too fast or it will upset me again.
Ooh.
The Spire.
The Spire.
It's not a bad sign at all that the thing was trying to sneak into the place.
Yeah. Not a fan of that. uh, not a fan of a lot of this, but especially not that.
Horrible things out in the void.
I wonder if that is something is a known quantity if you're a space sailor.
No.
Sailor.
It's hard to separate superstition from real stories with all of that, but I mean, the elves walk on the ceiling and sing to the whales. I'm sure there's plenty of weird things out there.
Hmm.
Hello.
Oh,
Back.
man.
Sounded
He's back.
like everyone else was too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. The beginning is a bit on rails, as you can imagine. So, but I hope you're enjoying
Yeah.
it so far. Anyways, you're on the
Um,
top of the Panopticon Tower, uh, and some more armored guards appear out of the tower, uh, and they lead you through hidden passages in it, down, 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 until you emerge on the ground floor. Three of them pull out keys and have to open 3 locks before they can unlock the tower door.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Uh, I, I don't remember if any of y'all had any thieving careers. I don't think so, right?
I don't.
Yeah.
I don't
Uh,
believe so.
Yeah. Well, so you
I
don't
do not.
notice anything special about the locks, perhaps. You know, they're lock. They sure are locks. Uh, yeah, and they open up and they lead you out into this big open room. It's probably about one. You notice it's not circular. It's roughly uh, rectangular. Uh, the more perceptive of you notice that the slant of the walls is sort of acute, like you're in sort of a big pyramid.
Huh.
Hmm.
And notably, this open area is abandoned at this time. There's doesn't seem to be anyone else here. Uh, Way up on the wall, you see a clock, and just ticking away the time, and it's roughly around a little bit before noon. Uh, around the room is an area that's obviously some sort of cafeteria. There's a bunch of tables, a obvious lunch line. Uh, well, not lunch, but meal line. Bunch of posters on the wall, saying what serve her dinner, etc. Uh, there's what appears to be a section with weightlifting apparatus and all sorts of other recreational things. Uh, one of the men in power armor, not power armor, battle armor. Sorry. In my brain, those are the same thing, but they're really not.
Hmm.
Uh, uh, Too much battle tech. uh, his gear is a different color. Everyone else is in black, and you really can't tell them apart besides from their weaponry. Though some of them look like maybe their suits are heavier. Like they walk like ponderously. Maybe they're just out of shape. Hard to tell. But one of them, his helmet has a streak of white down the middle of it, and he walks out in front of all of you, and he says, "Welcome to the Spire." He's like, "I am the warden of this lovely facility, and you are our newest guests. There are a few rules I would have you be wary of. As you no doubt notice, this recreational facility is quite empty. That relates to the first rule. Those who do not work do not eat." And he's like, "Now, of course, you are our new guests. You cannot have worked before, so we will make an allowance for you." And he nods at one of the other guys, and he pulls out 20 slips of paper. They are green. And he starts to call out your names one by one. And you come up, he hands you the piece of paper and tells you to get back in line. Do y'all do so? Does anyone make a fuss?
No fussing, though some worry about the mention of work.
Yeah.
I'll mutter to myself, if man does not work, he shall not eat, and go along with it.
Yeah. But yeah, so you're each handed, a bill. It's, of some cloth-like material, hard to rip as you rub it between your fingers. And it's like that. It's like, what you have just received constitutes 1 meal credit, which you can use at the commissariat for your daily bread. And he points over at the cafeteria area, and he's like, every morning you shall wake up at 8 a.m. on the dot. And he's like, and you shall have 1 hour of free time, with which you may get provender, exercise, do as you like. Then from 9 until 6 every day. That is 1,800 hours for you who were in the military. You shall work. You do have options which will be made available to you. There's always something to clean, things to be put back, and such. The work you do, based on how valuable it is, will get you more or less credits. The minimum is 2, which will serve for your breakfast and dinner. There is no lunch.
Oh no.
Oh.
I have quite enjoyed lunch in my time.
Is there at least tea?
It's like, he nods his head. It's like, we have made allowances at your work for having tea delivered, yes. Or coffee, if that is your preference.
Audible sigh of relief.
It's like, and he nods his head and he says, it's like, where was I? Work, money. Right. And it's like, yes. And so it's like, so at 1,800 hours, you will be given 3 hours of recreation to do with as you wish. And then at exactly 2,100 hours, that is 9 o'clock, it is lights out. There will be a 5-minute warning. Those of you who are not in your proper bunks at that time will be punished with a night in the box. We will show you the box soon, so that you will know the gravity of this situation. There is to be no fighting. of any kind amongst the inmates on Mondays through Friday. If there is a man with whom you have issue, on Saturdays there will be an extra hour of free time, and during that, in this ring, and he points to what is a ring inside on the floor, you may engage in fisticuffs. There is to be no killing. You are all our guests here, after all. However, an eye for an eye. Those who kill will be killed. Know this. Those of you who we cannot trust to be amongst the general population will not be on the common cell block, which is below this, common cell block B and C. You will instead be moved to block D for dangerous, where you will be kept separate and alone. You will be provided only the minimum meals, for you cannot be trusted to work there, until such time as I, the warden, believe you to be capable. Is this all understood? Are there any questions?
So you said cell blocks B, C, and D. What's cell block A?
There is no cell block A. Instead, this recreational facility serves as block A. As you see, there's no cells here at all. I mean, point out that there's no cells here at all.
I guess there are no cells here at all.
Yeah.
Nothing at all.
And he's like, now, come along. While the rest of the prison is at work, we will introduce you to your cell blocks. Like an aquarium, it is best to introduce fish one at a time. Let them get used to their surroundings.
Oh boy.
And so y'all are led on, and you find that there are these little raised cubicles that are staircases leading down. You do notice what you believe to be elevator doors at the bottom of the panopticon. But they're making you walk, so good luck. And so they lead you down to cell block B, which is on the next floor. The doors leading from the staircase have no lock on them at the top on A, but the bottom there is a bar on the inside of the door, so that presumably, since you're supposed to be in your blocks at the end of rec time, the guards bar it from this side, and then also lock it from the other side. So they throw the bar, they unlock it, and they lead you into cell block B. You see there, in the middle, more of the Panopticon Tower. It has windows in it now, since it no longer has a roof extending through the middle of the room. There is a giant wall, though, coming out from it. On it, you see the letter B. There's a small door at the bottom with a C on it. And you can intuit that they separate the two blocks thusly. They slowly, lead y'all all to various little cells. The first thing you notice about them is rather than the expected, box-like square shape that makes the most sense, every cell they lead you to is hexagonal. There's the door, which constitutes one of the hexagon sides. There's a wall straight across from it. The wall straight across from it has a bed, but it is shoved off to one side, and on the other side is a washstand and a toilet. And you can see that the other bed on the adjoining leftward side is shoved a little farther away from the toilet. Otherwise, all the beds are on the center of the wall. And they call some names and they assign people to their cell numbers, and they move on. Everyone is to stay with the group at this time. They still have not showed you the box. So they lead you to cell block C, and they call 5 names. At a cell block at C13, they call 5 names. It's your 5 names.
Oh boy.
Y'all can decide amongst yourselves which bunks are which wall you want. Who's unlucky enough to be near the toilet. There is a little accordion thing you can pull around yourself, but otherwise, it's just a toilet with no seat or nothing.
I'm claiming the opposite from that.
I won't argue.
Jimmy, not being here, can be forced to be next to the toilet.
That's
Well,
that's what we're doing.
Yeah. Yes.
He does look like the sort.
Uh,
Yeah, and so you've all been assigned to your little cell. Every single person has their assignments, and so the warden says, "Very well, let us go see the box." And so they lead you to one of the walls of cell block B, and the warden says, "There is an identical box in cell block C and D, but and so honestly, it should be called the boxes, but the box rings so much better, don't you think?" The warden obviously likes to hear himself talk. If you have not discovered this by now. Anyways, he opens a door, and there is a short hallway, very poorly lit. This whole place has had incandescent lighting since it is far away from any natural light, being now under the void. And you can hear the thrum of the power through the walls. Perhaps that is even why the cells are hexagonal, so that they can run stuff through the walls in that space. Anyways, he signals to one of the guards, and he says, "Take them in one at a time." And so, at one at a time, they take you to show you the box. It's only really meant for one person. And it is a box made of some clear material, and you can see out into the void. Occasionally, there are flashes of light from God knows what here under 40 feet under the surface.
Oh no.
And after everyone has spent a minute looking out there and been brought back, he explains. It's like short of killing another prisoner, all punishment shall be delivered via the box. You will spend a night out there, or perhaps longer, contemplating your errors. We've only had one death so far from this. My suggestion: do not move too much.
But does the void around the box have anything to say?
You may roll.
Yes. TN7, was it?
Yep, DM7 willpower for you.
Okay.
You describe the box again.
It is made of some clear material that is not glass, and it allows you to see out on all directions. There's a small vent
Into the
that
void?
supplies air. Yep, into the void. It's hot and stuffy, but there is, like I said, an air vent.
4 successes.
4 successes. So you hear the whispering of the void from outside. What is in this spire? We wish to get in. Yes, what are its secrets? And then you hear another a voice which whispers very, very low, and I'm going to type something to you.
Okay.
That's the whisper to you. Also,
The pale Albishman gets paler yet.
but yeah. The the tour done. Y'all are led back to your cells. Your manacles are taken off. If you act up, they'll be put back on. But
Of course.
and the guards retire. You can see, them inside the Panopticon Tower, peering out windows at you from time to time. There seems to be two sorts, as I mentioned before, the ones in white and the ones in armor.
So, are we relegated to our cells now, or?
Yeah, they put you in your cells, and they close the door. They'll be back to unlock them once the other prisoners have returned. You will be given free time, same as everyone. So that leaves you with, because the whole tour it takes probably an hour and a half, So it's about one.
Yeah.
When all is said and done.
Mm-hmm.
So you have five hours to kill with your 4 new cellmates. 5 of you in total, but yeah, there's only 4 of you here.
Well, this could be worse, couldn't it?
Depends on what
I
the
don't
work
think
is.
so.
I don't think so.
I'm not a fan.
How long-
I hope
How
that will
long-
come swiftly to me.
They didn't mention a length of the sentence, did they? How long are we here?
Oh,
He doesn't
Maybe.
know.
oh, so that was
For the
actually
pool.
something I forgot in the warden's long spiel. If you're
Can you
actually
buy your way
able,
out?
if you're actually able to accrue 10,000 slips, you can buy your freedom. No one's ever done it, and you don't even know if there's that many little green slips in circulation. But
I've seen this arc of Kaiji.
yeah, you've seen that arc of Kaiji.
Oh, 10,000, and you get at least 2 slips a day.
Yeah,
Yes,
but
but
you
you need
also
to
don't get fed.
eat.
Yeah, you need to eat.
Yes. I guess it depends on the nutrition of the meals, wouldn't it? Assuming poor.
You're
I do not think they would make it that easy.
Your very perceptive Hanamotan friend with the glasses probably actually could read all of the signage, and so he could tell you that the meals come in various credit amounts, with the lowest being 1. He does remember like one of them like being like 5 credits for like a steak dinner.
Oh no.
Hmm.
Well, guess. Well, I guess if we're going to be spending time with each other, introduce ourselves. I'm Kintaro Oe, from Hinamoto. Uh, uh, what language am I speaking for this? I assume we've established a lingua franca.
Yeah, the guards have mostly spoken English. Most of your uh, the prisoners that were brought in though were anglophones, so you don't know if the guards can speak other languages or not.
With the Hinamoto presence on the Rahu archipelago, there's probably enough English to go around.
Yeah, the type of English he's speaking seems relatively unaccented, oddly enough. There's a bit of an accent, but I don't have it in me to do a Japanese accent. Or at least one of that caliber.
Okay.
I hail from Hinamoto. The um the hmm, I'm something of you know what a Ronin is? Knight
A
errant?
warrior?
Yes. Warrior. Uh
Ah, what is your creed then, as a warrior?
hmm, to protect the meek. I have no lord. And only following my code in my travels.
No, Lord, really? They
Lord,
let you get away with that?
no.
Oh, well, I
Do
guess
you
we're
have a
here, aren't
clan?
we?
Wait, what did you say?
Do you have a clan?
Yes, the Oe clan. Um, uh,
You'd know all about
my
that, wouldn't you, our large friend?
Oh, I do. Uh,
name
I'm Finley, by the way.
Finley. Nice to meet you. Uh, where where do you hail from? Caledonia.
I'm a Caledonian, born and proud.
Hmm.
Got a bit too energetic one night with the Lord Speaker, and now I'm here.
Lord Speaker, you say?
Yeah, the Lord Speaker.
Hmm.
He's he had some interesting opinions about labor movements.
Um,
And his nose has now been moved 90 degrees to the left.
hmm. Interesting. Uh, hmm. Uh, oh, oh
I'm.
man.
Hmm?
Oh, I say
My apologies. I was distracted.
drafted. Oh, yes. We were just doing introductions. Quick
Ah.
rundown. My character's name is Kentaro Oe.
Oh no, no.
Established.
My character was saying that I've been paying attention. Uh, I wasn't sure if someone else wanted to go, but I forgot Nave wasn't participating.
He's a little.
Little.
I am Minamoto Genji. I served my country faithfully up to now, and this is the reward I get. I hope death will come quickly.
Well, there are easier ways to achieve that than others, apparently.
At least there's a respite from my wife.
Um,
That is the one shining light in this circumstance.
How bad could she be? You married her?
She is why I am here, I believe, though I have no proof.
Oh, I see.
oh,
And it was not a marriage of choice. I was pressured into it. But it was part of my duty, and so I did it.
Respectable, I suppose. Well, you can call me Mr. Peter Paulson.
hmm.
I'm not entirely sure why I've been brought here. Surely there are more civilized ways to go about collecting a debt. I thought we'd gotten rid of slavery.
We've renamed it.
It's
Well,
slavery.
that's certainly what they did in wrong.
It's slavery with extra steps. One of the steps
Yeah,
was building a giant.
we got rid of slavery too. Maybe. Hmm.
Yes. Well, yeah, y'all introduce yourselves and find some way to spend 5 hours.
Uh,
High stakes games of rock, paper, scissors.
oh man. Uh, see who has the psychology down. Uh, Intaro like gets fidgety, starts doing push-ups and sit-ups.
I think Peter is the type to pace.
Mm-hmm.
He never quite walks in a straight line as he does it.
Thus passes the 5 hours.
Yeah. My Genji, was it?
Yes. How could I be of service?
Where do you hail from in Hinamoto?
I hail from the capital. That is where my family is from, where my father was born, where I spent most of my life, though I did serve 3 tours in the war.
Mhm. I'm from the old capital.
Ah, is that so?
Yes. Well,
My
from
family
around
hails
there.
from there, but for many years, we've lived in the new capital.
Hmm. Here it's bustling these days. The old capital
It is rife with danger.
be surprised
But I
what's what passes for law and order these days.
truly look where we are now. Is that not even more so the case? Why are you here?
Me?
Yes.
Well, few few charges on me. Public drunkenness. Uh, that's the one that got me. But I don't think that's a crime, is it? It's
It's certainly dishonorable conduct, but to be condemned here for something so minor. Truly, we're in the end times.
You must have powerful enemies.
uh, no, I wouldn't say I have enemies. Just circumstances.
So,
How unfortunate.
so as it approaches 1600, you hear a mighty thrumming It's a low tone. You can feel it in your bones, and it goes moan, moan, moan. uh, and after about 5 or so minutes, a guard appears and unlocks your door and leaves, and you hear some hoopering and hollering as prisoners start to file in, many of them covered in dust and dirt and sweat. One of them runs in front of your cage and counts out the number of people and says, "Dang, we got 9!" And like a second one shows up, and he hands over a green slip of paper, and is like, "One of these days I'll get it right." Clearly, there was some bet on how many new prisoners were in this block.
Mm.
Is that a problem for us?
Do you ask that of him? The guy.
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh no, no, no! Me and Tim, we just bet even in odds on the number of prisoners we get. Something to do with some extra credits." So, it's like y'all boys, y'all keep out of trouble. This guy's some sort of Hibernian, and his friend is of indeterminate lineage, but white of skin.
I see.
And they're obviously good friends, and they walk off chatting towards their cells. Several groups of people come to peer at you, but most of them don't say anything. Really worried more about their repast as they all head towards the stairs to the recreation / eatery. What do y'all do?
It may be prudent to follow them.
I mean, if it's time to
Learn
eat,
their ways.
yeah.
Yeah, we've got our 2 credits for the day, right?
Y'all got only 1 credit.
1 credit. Okay.
So you can spend it now or at breakfast.
How hungry am I?
I don't know. How hungry are you?
Were we given food on the Barnaby's Folly?
Y'all were given food yesterday on the Barnaby's Folly. Drugged food.
Oh,
Yum.
Uh-huh.
Well, I'm gonna go follow the Tim and his friend.
I'll do the same.
I'm gonna save mine for breakfast.
Do you still go upstairs, or do you just hang out in the cell?
I still go upstairs.
Okay.
See some people watching.
Yeah, so
Walk around.
y'all all head upstairs. Some of you to get your repast, some to just get more lay of the land. Finlay, you probably strike up a conversation of some sort with Tim, and you find out his friend is named James, and so therefore he also goes by Jim.
Tim.
Tim and Jim.
James and Thames.
Anyways, they mostly talk to each other, trading banter. They're very careful not to banter with you because they don't know you very well, and you're like 7 feet tall. But they're quite comfortable talking about each other's mothers and sisters and various sexual acts that may or may not have occurred with horses. And yeah, you get upstairs, and you see all the prisoners. Many of them in line are ready for food. Some already at the workout, lift and iron. And from up here, you can see that there is quite a mix of ethnicities here. There are very few Orientals. It's hard to pick out of the crowd. There's probably 500 to 600 prisoners. It's hard to count them. But several of y'all have been in the war. You vaguely know what that many men looks like. And so, yeah, you see some Albish, some Caledonians, some Hibernians, whatever Italians are called.
Potsdamian.
Let's just call them floors for Florence. All the central islands are represented here. So of course, you Albishmen note a gaggle of cherries, 20 of them, all sitting around each other, eyeing everyone up.
Of course, those cherry bastards would make a click of it.
Yes. There's even some Zabians who are, I believe, the Black Rahus. They're also in a very noticeable clique. The other groups, if there are any, are hard to tell. But you know cherries. You can smell them. You can see their short-cut hair and hear them talking about sausages from over here.
Barbarians.
Is that sauerkraut on their plate? How many credits did that cost? But yeah, those of you who want food, get in line. There's like plastic trays. Instead of the friendly cafeteria lady, there is a man in battle armor with a scoop. And he asks what you want.
As much protein as you'll give me.
How many credits do you got?
1.
And it's like nods his head. You get some slop that might be considered a stew, and a stale piece of bread.
Gotta start somewhere, and I'll take it and go sit down.
The Hanamotans, when you get in the front, you are offered a substitution of rice instead of the bread.
I eagerly accept it.
Oh, man, so based. I'm saving mine for breakfast, though.
Yeah.
Rice Bros.
Yeah.
1 second.
So there, besides the cafeteria, there you didn't quite notice it. There does appear to be a small shop, which would also take credits for stuff. You occasionally see people go over there and acquire beer and/or cigarettes.
Whoa.
Yeah.
I guess I look over. I guess I peruse.
Yeah, they got cigarettes. They got playing cards. All sorts of distractions you might want. Way in the back, they have a bunch of sealed posters that say "Busty Babes," and it's like 10 credits for a poster.
Oh my goodness.
They only have one back there, so and you think you remember seeing several hung up in people's rooms, so.
Tempting.
But
I only have 1 credit. Well, good to know.
Yeah. Do any of y'all try to start up conversations?
Yeah, I was going to do a gather information.
Sure.
Yeah. And is it gather information charisma plus skill?
Yeah, charisma plus skill.
All right. And is it
He's
slash?
your Jimbo.
Is it slash roll and
Yeah.
then?
And then you have to click on Dice Maiden, and then you fill out the rest.
Oh, okay. Which one's Dice Maiden? Is that the D20 looking one?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I mean, I think Dice Servitor works, but it also has different syntax.
Charisma. Okay. Two successes.
Okay, what sort of information specifically were you looking for?
I was looking for like the type of jobs available, like when working is just being like, oh, I'm new here. What's uh
Yeah. Oh, so that one's not too hard to find. Honestly, you probably mentioned that you're going to go ask around to your friends, or well, not really friends, your cellmates. Can't really. You've only known each other a few hours. That you're going to go ask about that, and Jim and Tim are more than happy to talk about it.
okay.
And it says, it's like, oh, that's easy. Like, I was like, and they hold up their hands, and it's like one, there's the cleaning crew. That one's really like a half day gig. They have to go clean a cell block out while everyone else is gone working, and when you're done with that, they go have you help out moving boxes and stuff down in the manufacturing level. Now see, so the cleaning, you're only gonna get like 2 credits. Easy work. Everyone wants to do it, after a few days down in the mines. Down in the mines will get you about 3-4 credits depending on how deep down you want to go. Since you got to haul everything out of there, it's a long way. But I'm pretty sure the mines make the warden the most money, so it's probably where their best bet is. Of course, they don't ever get anybody to do this one, so sometimes they offer 10 credits or even more. Down on level F, they got all sorts of wacky stuff, and people in lab coats always wanting to do experiments, take your blood, have you sit in a dark room, talk about your mama, all sorts of weird stuff. I only done it once. They're probably gonna make you go down there and take your blood, one of these days. Do it to all the fish. They can just creep me the hell out. I say stick to the mines. But if you're good with your hands, the manufacturer is not terrible. Might lose some fingers. I think one guy, his shirt got caught in a spinny thing, pulled them all in. Bad stuff.
Yeah.
But it's easy work. Not sweaty like the mines. And then he wants to talk to you about how him and Jim, they pulled out so much rock today. Holy crap. But yeah, that's what you get.
Yeah. Oh, I guess I should ask you. Have you seen any other Orientals like myself and Genji here? Hinamotans.
They both look at each other and they shrug. And they say they don't think so. At least not in Block C. There might have been one in Block B. They look around, don't see him. You probably have to ask someone from over there. So that might not be the best idea. B block's a little more cliquish,
Yeah.
and they whisper, "It's the cherries." It's like all 20 of them swing the same way. So unless you got 20 of your own, it's dangerous over there in B block. That's what their friend John over there told them. They worked it out with the wardens, and John's over in block C now, and they wave over at him. He's like a small Zabian. Waves back.
Is Cherry's German?
Yeah, they're the Germans.
Okay. Oh, Chironites.
Chironites, okay. Yeah.
Ah, okay.
They don't like being called cherries.
Cherry bastards.
The proper name for us is Chironites. If you must shorten it, Chirons.
Okay.
Very improper, you know.
Thank you for the warning.
Yeah. They said no problem. You know they were fish once themselves. Yeah, that's the information you got. Otherwise, people who got food eat their food. You may, do some activities, work out. There's probably not the same sports ball games in the Void as there is in real life. So invent in your head something like basketball that people are playing.
What looks to be the biggest, toughest group around? Like in terms of physically imposing.
Sure.
Is it
roll me like a perception check.
Oh boy, I'm great at those.
I don't know if you have any skills that would help. Or
oh no, definitely not.
Or if your career might, if you think you can justify it to me.
I don't think I can, to be honest.
Okay.
One success.
Yeah, I mean, group-wise, even with your one success, you're pretty sure the Chironites consist of one of the larger groups. They seem to have some hanger-ons that are not ethnically Germans, but are running with them for whatever reason. Next up, it's probably the Zabians.
Okay.
But you're not really sure which of them is stronger physically or not. In fact, you're not even sure if your little 5-man group couldn't take them or not.
Okay.
You are pretty big and tall, and
yeah, but there's only so much you can do in a group fight.
True.
Dude into another dude.
Yeah. Also, you've noticed that almost all these tables are straight up bolted to the floor, and they have attached benches that are welded to them.
Was any sort of silverware given, or?
You were given some silverware, but there's a reason it was soup. You got spoons. Like, you do see someone with a steak, but they cut it up for him already.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Um,
Anything else, or do we pass time till end of rec?
I'm gonna go find somewhere to like work out, or if there's like a boxing or something like that.
Yeah. They don't let you do any boxing, but there are totally weights you can lift.
I will be pumping iron.
Okay. Roll me strength to see how well you impress people with your lifting.
Strength T7.
Yeah, strength T7.
We're all still a little off from the drugs, I imagine.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
You don't completely embarrass yourself, but you definitely have a moment where you're lifting a weight that you've lifted several times before in the past before you've been drugged, where you struggle and someone has to help you rack it.
Yeah.
But everyone agrees that it was a high weight. They just think you're trying to show off and.
At this point, I'm starting to die again. I
Yeah.
must depart.
Yeah, we're probably not going to go for too much longer. One, I thought
Okay.
Jimmy would be here too.
yeah, I assumed that Jimmy, just when he saw that,
Yeah, he like took a nap or something.
Yeah, when he gave the message of, let's cancel it, he decided at that point
Yeah, and
it
he
was canceled.
took a nap. And yeah, I was still thinking
Yeah.
about it. So, really, if you can stick around for another 8 minutes, I'll probably wrap it up there.
Okay.
So you'll finish with rec.
Yeah,
And
I guess
honestly-
for my rec activity, I just go do some martial arts forms just to stay limber.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
You'll see some people like who go approach the other new guys who are over in Block B. There's another four people in Block C. No one really bothers them. You'll get the impression that Block C is a lot more. Everyone sticks to themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And so y'all are mostly left alone. And at 5 minutes to 2100, you hear the thrumming once again. And everyone packs up. There's a box where people deposit their spoons. If you would like to try to sneak one out of here, you could try that now. Otherwise, you also put it down.
I think I'm okay.
Okay.
Not on the first day.
Not on the first day. Yeah, so y'all file out.
What sort of role would that even be? Would that be like subterfuge, stealth?
Yeah, it
Yeah, stealth is for concealing weapon. Okay, yeah. I assume that's.
Yep, that's what it'd be.
All
right. So y'all file out and return to your cells. Guardsmen come around, lock every door, and all the lights go out. There's only a small amount of light from the windows of the Panopticon that shines out in the hallway, but it's not much to see by. And you all settle down to sleep. So when you go to sleep, do your characters sleep on their backs, like military style, on their sides? How close to the wall do you get?
I'm probably putting my back to the wall and my face to the room.
Yeah.
Side sleeper, middle of bed.
Okay.
I sleep in the middle of the bed on my back.
Okay. I forget. Did anyone say they were near the wall or not?
I am. I got my back to the wall.
Okay. So I'm going to stream something, and all I want you to get out of it is the sound.
Oh,
And it's sort of muffled, so let me open it real quick and then I'll do it. Okay. So only Fanlight hears this, so just real quick. Yen, okay. Claw, I need you to listen. Ignore the visuals.
Claw blends me.
Fun.
Yeah, you hear that coming from the walls at a random time of the night, and it wakes you up.
Terrifying.
Yeah, and then it's the dawning of the second day, and we're gonna end it there. Your friend Meek was way more heavily drugged than the rest of you, and he's been a zombie this whole time. Y'all are really worried about him. But yeah, I hope y'all had fun.
Yeah, it was fun.
We
Yeah.
will resume next week.